It's another week. That means there's another episode of Project Freelance coming your way. This week, I wanted to answer a question from a listener named Skylar. Skylar, thank you for answering my little post on Instagram at @KAnagonio where I said,
hey, leave a reply and let me know what you want me to talk about in the podcast in the coming weeks. I'm going to be recording a 10 goals resolution type of podcast today. But what else do you want me to talk about?
So Skylar replied saying, staying motivated while working from home. This is something that is really important that I feel like I should have talked about already, but I'm going to talk about it today. So this is 10 tips to stay motivated while working from home. And I feel like it's something that is extremely important that needs to be talked about because I myself work from home and I struggle with some of the things on this list as well. So this is also kind of a reminder and a kick in the butt for myself to, get back into gear, get myself refocused for this new year, get myself going, ready to just hustle it out in 2019. If you want to pick up a photo print, it would really, really help me out as a creator, and it'll help you decorate your office, your house, your school locker, whatever it is you need to decorate. Head over to my website, justtheletterk.com/prints, or if you want to get any of my stuff on a wall tapestry or a t-shirt or a duffel bag, go to society6.com/no tracers. You can find it over there and you can get my photos printed on pretty much anything that your little heart desires. There are also links down in the description to various things like Adobe software discounts. If you need help tracking your mileage, use MileIQ. If you want to get started in cryptocurrency, there's also a link down there for you. You get some monies. I get some monies. We all get some monies. That's crypto. All right. So without further ado, these are 10 tips to stay motivated while working from home. My number one tip is actually not even my tip. It is a tip from a naval officer, if you will. And he talks about why you should wake up early and the importance of making your bed every single day. And the only reason I know about this clip and about this speech is because I actually edited videos for a motivational sports psychologist by the name of Brian Kane. He works with all of your favorite athletes. He's worked with George St. Pierre, the MMA fighter. He's worked with various NFL, MLB, hockey teams, all kinds of different sports athletes. So without further ado, here is this awesome speech about why you should wake up early and make your bed.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should wake up early and make your bed every single day, because you could change the world. I know, it's inspiring, right? Hella inspiring. All right, so after we wake up early, after we make our bed, which is, by the way, something I have personally struggled with as of late. This is the slowest. Right now I'm recording this on December 12th. So it's a couple weeks before it's going to come out. So right now is actually the slowest time of the year for for my industry, for film and photo, because people are saving their money for the holidays. They have better shit to spend their money on. They don't need to get this video made before the end of the holidays because they know they can do it when the new year rolls around. So right now is the slowest time for my industry, which is why I am here recording 17 freaking podcast episodes. Because one of my other tips is if you run out of things to do, make a podcast. No. If you run out of things to do, make more things. Just make more stuff. That's a huge tip. And these are in no particular order, but because it's so relevant to right now, because my industry is so slow, this tip to when you run out of things to do, make more things. This is vital to you as a creator. It's easy to just stop working and watch Netflix and play video games all day and eat junk food and whatever. But it's another thing to have initiative and say, okay, well, I have all this free time today. I could record that podcast tomorrow, or I could record 2 podcasts today, and then tomorrow I can work on something else. I can come up with something else to work on tomorrow. I can get ahead. That's the whole purpose of this podcast, is basically ways that I can help you get ahead in life as a creator, as a freelancer. And by making sure to create, when you run out of things to create, you have to go find those things to create. You have to go outside and take a picture of the sky. Go outside and film cars drive down the freeway and get some stock footage. There's always stuff that you can be doing. There's always stuff you can be working on. So when you run out of things to work on, find some new things. Another tip I have is, it's simple. Move your phone. Just move your phone. We always have our phones in front of us when we're freelancing. A lot of us use our phones as a tool. I get on social media frequently throughout the day to post or to check my emails, whatever it is. But sometimes when we get on our phones, we get lost in the YouTube funnel or the Instagram funnel, or we get lost in Tinder or Her or Bumble or whatever it is you're using to swipe right or left on. We get distracted by those things, and 30 seconds can turn into 5 minutes, can turn into half an hour, can turn into 4 hours of wasted time just scrolling through your feed, your timeline, watching videos. Here's the thing. If you want to watch YouTube videos, you can still watch YouTube videos while you work. Another tip I have is actually just that. Background noise, background music. These things can actually help your brain. I don't know if this is scientifically accurate or not. I'm just making things up now. But for me, having background noise or having something playing in the background, it keeps my brain in work mode because I know that there's other things going on. And it also reminds me, if I do start getting distracted by watching that video, is, instead of watching this video, I should be making my own content for other people to watch, because that's A, how we make money, B, how we keep making awesome content. And it's a good way to find motivation while you're working, is if you watch other videos or if you listen to music. Music is a huge inspiration on everything I do. It's a huge part of my life, and I find my music before I edit my videos. So I spend a lot of time listening to background music while I'm editing either photos, or if I'm even editing a video, I'll still have something on in the background just so that I have it there. A lot of the times it's actually the news, to be completely honest with you. I like to keep the news on just because I like to know what's going on. Michael Cohen just got sentenced to 3 years in prison. That's Trump's ex-lawyer. So I laughed out loud when I read that headline this morning. So you're welcome, everybody out there that wanted an update about that situation. He just got sentenced to 3 years in prison. Wow. Campaign fraud, bro. It's a real deal. But yeah, move your phone. Background noise is always a must for me. Something that helps, if you have a day that permits, schedule your days. If you can schedule them before the day, like the night before, if you can schedule your day, like, I'm going to wake up at this time and then I'm going to do this, this, and this. Today I woke up and I had planned to record one podcast, and here we are on podcast number 3. Because my day is quite slow today, I had plans, but I had to move them to tomorrow. So today I've kind of opened up my day for a couple hours before I have to head down to San Diego to go see Memphis Mayfire and Atreyu play a show. You know, gotta go see the boys. So yeah, that's exciting, I guess. But but by the time you hear this, I'll have already gone, and I'll probably have told you that the show is amazing, because I know it's going to be amazing. It's been sold out like every day of the tour. I was going to go to the Anaheim show, but their guest list is full of industry people. So I was like, yeah, I'll just go to San Diego. I'll make the drive so that I don't have to deal with a bunch of industry people. I just want to see the boys. So some people will tell you that you need to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get your day started. I think this is a little ridiculous. And the reason I say it's ridiculous is if you're not as busy as, say, Casey Neistat is, you don't need to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. What are you going to do at 4:30 in the morning? And here's the thing. Like, I've tried it. I've been there. I've woken up early. I wake up early. I would like to wake up earlier, but I truly just don't see the point for myself at this time, like right now around the holidays, because there's not as much happening. So I feel like I am sleeping in a little bit later. I'm waking up around like, I don't know, 8:30, 8:45, which for me is late, to be completely honest with you. I do feel like I need to be waking up at about 7:45. So I'm trying to cut that hour back and wake up earlier, because I do want to be able to get more done. By scheduling your day, you can also kind of tell yourself like, okay, today I want to work this many hours. So you need to set a goal. Like, do you want to work 8 hours today? Do you want to work 4 hours today? What is working a lot for you? That's the thing. Like, you need to set parameters around all of this. Like, how many hours a week do you think you should be working? A way that you can figure this out is if you take the earnings that you make each week or each month even, and you divide them into hours, and then you come up with like an hourly rate. This is how much you're really getting per hour if you break it down. Then you can kind of see like, okay, I'm spending 15 hours working on YouTube videos, but I'm only getting like $20 out of YouTube a month right now. So maybe I should step back and put more energy either into YouTube to make that money go up, or I can take some time away from YouTube and put that time into something else that's going to be making you more money. So that's a good way to kind of go about it if you're just getting started like with YouTube, or if you're just getting started as a musician and you're saying, okay, I'm only making $20 a month in music. Maybe you should write some more music and put out some more music. Maybe you should focus more on that. That's the thing, like with being creative, it is hard to kind of schedule hours like that. It's a little bit difficult because these are creative fields. And yes, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. But you still need to realize like some things just aren't worth wasting your time. And it's not necessarily a waste of time, but it's certain things may be more lucrative. So you should focus more of your time into those things that are more lucrative, and that will help you succeed in the long run. So yeah, schedule your day. Set a goal for how many hours a day you'd like to work. I try to stick around between 8 and 12 hours a day. Because I do work at home, I do work for myself, so I can make my own schedule. I can pretty much do whatever I want when I want, unless I have, a deadline or something like that. But that's kind of the idea around scheduling yourself and trying to set a goal for hours. You want your work week to be as similar to a 9-to-5 work week as possible. And I know people are going to hate me saying that, but we are comparing what we do to a 9-to-5 work week. So if you want to succeed, you need to be at least working 40 hours a week. You need to be working at least the same amount of hours a week that you would be working on a part-time or a full-time job. So I say at least 40 hours a week. That's at least like, 8 to 10 hours a day during the weekdays. But I work every day. On the weekends, I don't have days off. And if I do have days off, I feel really lazy and guilty about it. So I try to find something to do. But like I said, right now it's really slow. So there's been a lot more time of not doing work. There's been a lot more movie watching and a lot more video game playing right now, just because I do know it is slow. But that is going to change here when next week, really. On the 23rd, I am headed up to Canada. So things are going to get crazy. If you're in Toronto, you will have missed me if you're listening to this podcast, because this is coming out after the fact. Yeah, so this is just me basically telling you that I am also guilty of getting lazy. I'm guilty of, taking a little bit more time to myself and not working as much and feeling bad about it. So you're not the only one, Skylar, I promise you. I also feel this way. I'm sure there's tons of people that are going to listen to this podcast that also have struggled with this, and maybe you struggle with this during the holiday season as well. But by the time you're hearing this, that will all be over. We'll be back into the swing of things. I'll be busy. I'll be working on stuff. This podcast will already be ready. And by the way, the reason I'm recording this on December 12th is because around the holidays, iTunes kind of shuts down as well. So I need to get as many podcasts uploaded as possible before the holidays because they kind of have delays and things, and I don't want any of my podcast stuff to get delayed. So that is the important thing here, that we get our podcasts out on time so that you guys get to hear them on time when you head to work on your Monday mornings. That's why I do these on Monday mornings. I was doing them on Sundays, but I feel like Monday morning is when people are commuting to work and they really like to, start their day off with a little bit of motivation. And if I have that incorrect, please let me know. Please let me know what day is best for you. If Sunday night is the best for you because you're spending time scrolling on Instagram at night, let me know. But I personally think that Monday morning when I get up and I have to go to work, I want to listen to something motivating. So that's why I release a podcast on Mondays, just so you know. And my next tip for you is to have a snack and a drink at your desk with you. You should have water with you at all times. I always have a glass of water with me on my desk because, water is the healthiest thing. We also have alternatives. I also have a soda at my desk, but I always try to focus on that water because I do know that water is part of life and we need that more than we need soda. But if you guys heard my New Year's resolution or my 2019 goal list, you heard that Dr. Pepper is on my list of goals for this year to get a Dr. Pepper sponsorship, both for this podcast and for my, my life, my photo video work. I would love to be able to get Dr. Pepper to sponsor me so that I can do more documentaries and go make more things, and so that I can drink Dr. Pepper without having to pay for it anymore, because I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on Dr. Pepper. I swear to you. I've lived all over the world. Dr. Pepper overseas is way more expensive than it is in the States. So I promise, I think that Dr. Pepper, I think it's time. I think it's time for that sponsorship to happen. So I also usually have like sunflower seeds at my desk because I like to have something to munch on, but I kind of want it to be a little bit healthier. So I try to go for like sunflower seeds because it gives me something to do. It preoccupies my mouth. And it kind of keeps me focused on what I'm doing. It's kind of like chewing gum, but I'm also eating. So I'm being a little bit healthier than just chewing gum. And that's the thing. When I work, I don't care about food. I don't care about like it's lunchtime because like I'm not hungry. I'm busy. I'm focused on work. So having something at my desk really actually is just there for my health, because if I don't have a snack there, I'm probably not going to eat. So that's something that really helps me out. So if you are similar to myself and you need a snack there, or you will just forget to eat, I highly recommend sunflower seeds. I like David Jumbo, regular, salty sunflower seeds. I don't fuck with like the weird flavors. I just want sunflower seeds. That's it. I also have fruit with me. I usually will cut up a pomegranate if it's in season. Right now they are in season. Thank God. I love pomegranate. They're the best. So that's what I got right now going. Or I'll have some oranges or some cuties, some tangerines, something. I like to be as healthy as possible, but I also have a sweet tooth, so I go through like weekly fads of what I'm feeling that week as far as my sweet tooth goes. For the past 2 weeks, it's been Smarties. Yeah, I like sugary chalk. It's delicious. So yeah, snacks. Snacks are important for working at home because you need to keep yourself hydrated and you need to keep yourself fed, especially while you're working, because I'll spend 8 to 10 hours sitting at my desk if I have to without eating. And that is definitely a fault that I have. But here's how I explain it to people. It's the same when I'm on tour. It's the same when I'm out in the field. I don't eat because food is not a priority. Work is my priority. Creating this content is my priority. Food can come when I'm dying. It's fine. Also, I can't eat without smoking. So like, it's just a whole other thing. If I'm not working from home, it's even harder. It's just a whole task. It's a whole task eating. So snacks are the way to go for me. Healthy snacks. I feel like I'm pretty good about that. My next tip is try not to schedule fun shit with your friends, and it's going to make you antisocial. It's going to make you save a lot of money as well. But by not going out with your friends, you're giving yourself more time to create content. You're giving yourself more time to get work done. And that's not to say you should never hang out with other people, because we are humans and we need interaction with other people. And I have noticed the more time I spend at home, the worse my social anxiety gets, because that's naturally how that works. It's like putting somebody into solitary confinement and then releasing them from prison and expecting them to be a normal person. They are going to have a lot of social anxiety. And I figured this out firsthand. I went to a gay bar the other night, a lesbian bar the other night, and oh my God, it was overwhelming. Just a lot of girls just touching you, like on your shoulders, on your face, everywhere. And I'm just not used to that, So it was very overwhelming for me to be out and around all those people. But, I took a leap. I did it. It was fun, but it was also just overwhelming and scary. Lots of cute girls, though. But, I went in for a kiss. I got a shoulder grab. It was like that, y'all. But anyway, that's not the point. The point here is that I am a sad, lonely human. No, the point is, if you want to get work done, don't go horse around with your friends. Don't go just fuck off with your friends. If you do go out with your friends, go do something collaborative. Go do something fun where you are creating, if your friends are into that. For example, my friends, most of them are photographers, so we'll go on photography trips. We'll go to the mountains. Like, we're planning a road trip to the mountains. It just snowed up there. So we're planning on heading up there, shooting the snow. I got to get geared up and prepared for that. I think we're going to do it this weekend. So I'm also headed to Mexico. I am going to be filming for a charity. I am super excited about that. It's all about like child abuse and like saving kids from child abuse and sexual exploitation and human trafficking and things like that. I'm going down with a group that's going to be donating a bunch of toys for Christmas. So I am honored and flattered, and I cannot wait to film that story. I've always wanted to go to Mexico, and we're going to Tijuana, like the most dangerous, the most the place that's in it the most right now. And we've got military down at the border, so I'm sad but excited to also film that. It's going to be intense. I am stoked to be a journalist right now. It is a great time in the world to be a journalist, but it's also a very dangerous time to be a journalist. A bunch of journalists have been killed recently, and I think that number is going to go up the more secrets are tried to be kept. The more governments try to keep their secrets, the more journalists are going to die. And it's unfortunate, but it is a part of the job. It's a risk that comes with this job. So yeah, when you run out of things to do, go collaborate with your friends, go collaborate with other creators, and get out of your house. That's my last tip for, tips for working at home. My last tip is to leave your home. Go create something. Go out and go create something with other creators. I really hope this podcast helped you guys. I hope these 10 tips that I gave you helped you out, and I hope they give you a little bit of motivation. And now you have a few more ideas of things you can do to keep yourself motivated while you're working at home. Thank you for checking out this week's podcast of Project Freelance. I am your host, Kay Anagonio. Thank you so much. Let me know what you need me to talk about. You can either hit me up on Instagram at Kay Anagonio or Twitter at Kay Anagonio, or you can find my photo and video stuff at no.tracers on Instagram. Find me, book a class with me at justtheletterk.com. Pick up a photo print, justtheletterk.com/prints. And there are various links down in the description, like I said at the beginning of this podcast. All the goodies are down there. Go help yourself to them. Thank you guys, and I look forward to talking to you next week.